Hydroponics, a method which utilizes a flow of nutrient water to grow plants, all without the need for soil. As of the start of COVID-19 pandemic, the popularity of hydroponics is steadily increasing. Take Singapore, for example, where 90% of their food produce is imported. This setback gave the Singaporean population a new motive to be self-sustainable and grow their own produce. Reverting, our group objective at the end of the day is to plan and construct a fully functioning hydroponic system to grow a variety of plants.
As for the methods, it started by brainstorming the types and shapes of hydroponic systems and the species of plants that would be suitable for the system. Once a solid idea of that was formed, a deeper research about the hydroponic system in mind was done. At a certain point, it was decided to change the design to 4 connected PVC pipes installed in a slanted manner that would holster the plants with a frame for structural integrity. The final part was a reservoir with a pump that would circulate the water and the nutrients. For the plants, mint, basil, and rosemary were chosen for reasons such as sustainability in terms of the plants being suitable for a juice shop and in terms of them being able to grow in a hydroponic system. The life cycle and sustainability were additional factors for that choice. Materials needed, including seeds, the hydroponic system parts, and anything else that was to be needed were obtained. The next step was gathering and building the system, keeping in mind things like flaws in the design, correct construction, and the weather and location that the system was to be placed at. The system was able to fit 56 individual holes, 18 for each species. This was for a sufficient harvest that would accomplish a sustainable process at the same time.
For the wall plants, including rosemary, basil, and mint, it costs around 60 ringgit. For the PVC pipes, it costs around 288 ringgit. For the connectors for the frame, it costs around 121 ringgit. Considering that 70% of the connectors for the white pipes was not used, the cost would be cheaper.
Throughout the past 6 weeks, the system was observed and calibrated for optimum conditions and data collection. Young mint, basil, and rosemary plants were obtained.
Other parameters including first flowering and the number of flowers were not included due to time limitations. The last step was that all the raw data was compiled and compared in an adequate manner to make a conclusion about the success or the failure of the hydroponic system.
Regarding the efficiency of our hydroponic system, we firstly saw an increase in growth of the mint plants of roughly 2 inches in just 6 days. Although the mint plants are known to be fast growers, alongside the fact that low labor work is needed to maintain the hydroponic system would ensure high yield of such herbaceous plants. For the basil plants, however, there were not much growth seen in the plants but only an increased size of leaves as well as a couple of new baby leaves. But at the minimum, they are still alive and growing well at their own pace even after days of plantation. We also noted down the number of leaves of the mint plants. For this, we averaged the number of leaves for 6 mint plants from the 14th of May up till the 31st of May. And as a result, we saw an increase of average number of leaves from 41 leaves to 227 leaves. Counting the number of shoots, we will only talk about the mint plants since they had the only substantial growth amongst all 3 species. Averaging out 6 of the plants, we saw growth of about 3 to 4 new shoots. Aside from that, we also took note of the height of plants where the average height of the plants on the 31st of May were 32 cm tall, which is an increase from 16 cm tall on the 14th of May. For the basil plants, the leaves did not multiply considerably, but it did grow larger. For the rosemary, the plants died due to unknown reasons as seen by the black roots and wilted leaves. Only speculations were that the environment were too hot or humid for the growth of the plants. All in all, just by putting the comparison of the plant from the 2 dates side by side, it is obvious that we can see a great extent of growth for the mint plants and a bit from the basil plants.
To summarize, we had successfully built a hydroponic system and made it fully functional with the plantation of the 3 varieties of plants. There were hiccups along the way of building the system, which included time constraints, yellowing of the plant leaves due to fluctuating concentration of the nutrient water, Seeds not germinating, and most alerting of all was the result of water shortage in the reservoir, causing wilting of the plants. This was, however, overcome by refilling the reservoir, as well as ensuring the leaves are not overly dry. Nonetheless, the growth of plants, especially the mint plants, were exceptional, as they healthily grew a couple of inches in just 6 days. To leave on a good note, our group had loads of fun planning out this project, and we plan to have much more interesting ponders here on after. Thank you and have a good day. I would also like to take some time to thank and acknowledge the assistance we got throughout the project. First being the people from City Farm Malaysia, who kindly answered our questions regarding hydroponics and even gave a short tour in their indoor hydroponic system. Our other acknowledgement would go towards our lecturer, Dr. Nala, who has not only given us in-depth guidance on managing the timeline and ideas for a project, but had also guided us in competing in the ICTA Urban Farming Competition, in which we won second place.